Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe, but let's dive in and talk about China today because they have the youth here in the United States exactly where they want them. Now, what we're talking about here, if you didn't know, is TikTok users moving to a Chinese platform called RedNote. Now, RedNote is purely in Mandarin Chinese, but that really hasn't stopped the exodus. And apparently a ton of them have moved, which we'll talk about. And the propaganda campaign that the Chinese have is basically in full swing with Chinese users telling Americans how awesome China is, modern tech, cool cars, etc. But they kind of leave out the human rights violations, the massive surveillance state, the lack of democratic protections, and on and on and on. Yet, here we are. And if you think this is a short-term issue, new data from Duolingo, that is the place you can go and learn a new language, says otherwise. Now, Sarah Perez of TechCrunch had a really good write-up on this. And essentially, TikTok users here in the United States are now learning basically Chinese, specifically Mandarin, on Duolingo in increasing numbers since they are, again, adopting a new social media platform that is purely in Mandarin Chinese. And so instead of trying to work around this ban that is upcoming, TikTok is supposed to be banned on January 19th. I don't think that's going to happen. They've been cozying up to the new incoming president, President-elect Trump, who will be president literally on Monday. And so I think TikTok's not going anywhere. But nevertheless, instead of trying to work around the ban with things like VPNs, over 700 million TikTok users have now shifted over to the social media platform that basically focuses on videos like TikTok, known as RedNote. This is also known as Xiaohongshu, essentially in China. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Maybe not. But this has been an interesting cultural exchange because, like I said, it's essentially a knowledge transfer between these two, as we are essentially learning, or rather the youth is learning, about aspects of Chinese culture. Nothing but positive, because why talk about the bad on that? China wouldn't have let you anyway. Not that these kids know that. And basically the Chinese are asking the Americans to help them with their English homework. So here we are. But here's the thing. According to Duolingo, basically they have now seen a roughly 216% growth in new Mandarin learning, basically people signing up to learn Mandarin in the United States compared to this time last year, with a sharp spike in mid-January when this exodus to RedNote happened. In addition, Duolingo did report that basically it is, quote, how did you hear about us? Like in their survey, how did you hear about us? That new users are prompted to answer. They are seeing a lot of the response simply being TikTok. In other words, they went wild on TikTok because people are saying, hey, we don't know Mandarin, let's go learn it, as we are adopting RedNote. And since we have a changing face of privacy in the younger generations, this isn't surprising, but quite frankly, it's a bit saddening in the sense that I understand we are data mined to the nth degree. I get it all the time. Well, what about Facebook, Nick? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're data mining us too. But try getting legal recourse for your data privacy rights under Chinese law. Good luck, where we can sue Meta or Facebook or whatever here. And so I think that's one of the big things, not to mention the fact that you are looking at the largest, most populous authoritarian state on the planet with a massive surveillance apparatus, and I really wouldn't want to be giving up any kind of that information. But that changing face of privacy, that which we consider privacy, is vastly different. The younger generations basically have grown up in an online sharing community where they essentially score social points by revealing essentially intimate things that older generations, Gen X and up, simply wouldn't do, as well as older millennials. So we'll see what happens here, but quite frankly, this really underscores the fact that you can ban one app, but there's a million to take its place. And if we're looking at a million apps from China, that's a very serious problem for national security, just as TikTok is. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. Don't have a RedNote or TikTok account. You can also basically subscribe to me on YouTube as well, which you should. Also on Mastodon and, of course, Blue Sky now. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private and informed. Take care.